Good morning, student. In my previous lecture, I have started our Unit 5, that is investigation of structure, and some point of this unit I have already discussed with you, like factor causing building distress. And today I will continue. I am going to continue this unit. So let let's start with reviewing the records and general terms associated. Construction documents are typically filled before the permits for construction are issued. In the case of concrete construction, reviewing original documents and a paper trail over the history of the structure is one step in true evaluation. Here are some examples of existing records that should be available for the consideration. These are some documents which are required for evaluation of any structure. These are a plan of structure, specifications, history reports, inspection reports, site inspection results, laboratory test records, concrete records on the materials used in construction, and the batch plant instrumentation documents, operation reports, maintenance reports, monument survey data. There are some general terms which required depth knowledge, just like isolation cracks. Isolation cracks appears as individual cracks. This type of cracks indicates tension on the concrete. The tension is usually perpendicular to the cracks, and individual cracks can run in diagonal, longitudinal, transverse, vertical or horizontal direction. Crack depth is categorized into four terms: surface, shallow, deep, and through. Crack width Crack width ranges from fine to medium to wide. Fine cracks are typically less than 0.04 inch wide. A medium crack would be between 0.04 to 0.08 inch. Wide crack exceed 0.08 inch. Crack activity has to do with the presence of a particular factor causing a crack. Determining cracks activity is necessary to determine a mode or repair. If the cause of a crack is causing more cracking, then the crack is active. Any crack that is currently moving is considered active. If a specific cause of a crack cannot be determined, that crack must be considered active. Disintegration and spalling. Disintegration is the deterioration by any means of concrete, the mass of particles being removed from the main body of concrete distinguishes disintegration from spalling. When the loss is small, you are dealing with disintegration. A large loss of intact concrete is considered spalling. Scaling is a form of disintegration. A common cause of scaling is freezing and thawing conditions. Localized flaking or peeling is normally a form of scaling. Scaling, which can also be referred to as spalling, is rated based on the depth of the defect. The rating system is as follows. Light spalling is when the loss of the surface mortar does not expose any coarse aggregate. Medium spalling occurs when the damage has a depth of up to 0.4 inch. Severe spalling is determined when the depth of the damage ranges from zero point 0.2 to 0.4 inch. There is also some loss of mortar surrounding aggregate particles with a depth range for zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.8 inch. Very severe spalling is the loss of coarse aggregate particles as well as surface mortar and surrounding aggregates, generally to a depth greater than 0.8 inch. Dusting occurs when there is a development of a powder material at the surface of hardened concrete. Horizontal concrete surfaces that receive heavy traffic are the most likely surface to find dusting occurring. Poor workmanship practices are usually the cause of the type of problem. Distortion of a concrete is also known as movement. Put simply, this is a change in alignment of the component of a structure. This could be wall movement or support movement. Erosion. Erosion is commonly concerned in concrete construction. Experts generally divide erosion into two categories: abrasion and cavitation. Abrasion is recognized by the smooth surface it leaves behind on concrete. This is due to repeated rubbing and grinding of debris, equipments, gravels, or other items against concrete. Repeated impact force that are caused by a collapse of a vapor bubble in rapidly following flowing water cause erosion. Erosion caused by water does not generally leave a smooth surface on concrete. A rough, pitted concrete surface is a sign of cavitation. In severe case, cavitation can result in structural damage. Statistics indicate that cavitation generally requires a water velocity of at least 40 feet per second. Joint seals and seepage. Joint seals can fail. The seals are intended to repel water. If a seal fails and water invade a concrete joint, buckling, cracking, erosion, and other problems may occur. Another purpose of joint seal is to prevent debris from entering an expansion joint. When debris embeds in a joint, it can result in a failure with the expansion joint. Seepage consists of water or other fluid moving through pores or interstices. When conducting a visual inspection, an inspector can check for seepage by looking for the following: water, dampness, moisture, corrosion, discoloration, staining, exudation, efflorescence, incrustations. Seepage is common around hydraulic structures. Any seepage found should be reported. These data are necessary to maintain historical fact for future review. Cracks that are associated with the hardening of concrete fall into two categories: those that occurs while the concrete is hardening and those that occur after the concrete has hardened. Knowing when a crack occurs and what caused the cracking is always interest to those who evaluate concrete construction. Delamination can occur when reinforcing steel is installed too close to the surface of a concrete structure. Chloride, iron, or air that create rust or iron oxide will corrode steel reinforcement material. Crack survey are needed for historical records and to export potential problems. Obviously, cracks are not supposed to exist in concrete structure. When they are found, the cracks must be identified. Sizing cracks. Cracks can be sized with several methods. A simple card that contains lines of various widths can be used to estimate crack size. Crack monitors, which are small handheld microscope, are used for more specific measurement. These are also There are also transducers that can be used for correct measuring. Surface mapping is important when stabilizing the history of a concrete surface over time. The type of defect that are sought in mapping may include the following: crack, cracking, spalling, scaling, pop-outs, honeycombing, exudation, distortion, unusual discoloration, erosion, cavitation, repaired joint condition, joint material, corrosion of reinforcement material. Inspector who are going to perform surface mapping by hand will need certain tools: structural drawing, historical data, documentation tools such as notebook, computer, or a notepad and pen, tape measure, ruler, feeler, gauge, hand microscope, knife, hammer, fine wire strings, flashlight, camera outfit, tape recorder. Students, now I have completed some points of our unit 5. Next, remaining part I will discuss whenever our class start. Thank you.